what does it take to, again, this is not Congress saying, oh, you need to send. These are the professionals in the field who say we need more security personnel in Libya. And you guys say no. You allude to in your testimony this process of considered judgments of experienced professionals in Washington. Well, I want to know what those considered judgments of experienced professionals, 234 incidences in the country, violent attacks on our embassy, on ambassador. What does it take?
As what I said, Mr. Jordan, there was not any actionable intelligence, as the Director of National Intelligence had said.
Are these guys professionals? These guys do their job right? Would you agree to that? These guys said they needed more help.
If I could finish my statement, sir, please.
All right, then I want to go to these guys.
There was no actionable intelligence that was available that indicated that
the word of Mr. Norsom and Lieutenant Colonel Woods not good enough?
There was no actionable intelligence indicating that there was a plan or any indication of a massive attack of the nature and lethality. Yes, absolutely. There was a single rocket-propelled grenade fired at the Red Cross. There was an attack on the British compound. We analyzed those things. And I should also note that, for example, the French and the Italians and the United Nations looked at that same threat stream.
Mr. Nordstrom, do you think they were ever going to give you what you wanted? Do you think what do you think would warrant actually them saying, you know what, these guys know what they're talking about. We're going to meet their request?
Thank you for asking that question. I actually had that conversation when I came back on leave and for training in February, and I was told by the regional director for Near Eastern Affairs that there had only been one incident involving an American where he was struck by celebratory fire. It was one of Colonel Wood's employees. The takeaway from that, for me and my staff, it was abundantly clear we were not going to get resources until the aftermath of an incident. And the question that we would ask is, again, how thin does the ice have to get before someone falls?
Yes, sir, I agree with Eric Nordstrom. Not only did we have a individual struck by a bullet, but we also had individual members on the SST that had a shooting incident just before we terminated our duties there. Again, pointing to the instant ability for anything to happen there. It was an attempted carjacking, and it was shots fired going both ways.
Were you pulling your hair out? Were you just flabbergasted that, like, what can we do? What can we say? What can we put in writing? What can we say on the phone? What else can we do? Was that your sense, an attitude when you got the answers from Washington that you did?
We were fighting a losing battle. We couldn't even keep what we had. We were not even allowed to keep what we had.
If I could add to that, it was, I told the same regional director in a telephone call in Benghazi after he contacted me when I asked for 12 agents. His response to that was, you're asking for the sun, moon, and the stars. And my response to him, his name's Jim, I said, Jim, you know what makes most frustrating about this assignment? It's not the hardships, it's not the gunfire, it's not the threats. It's dealing and fighting against the people, programs, and personnel who are supposed to be supporting me. And I added it by saying, for me, the Taliban is on the inside of the building.